SM World Soldier here, and I'm back to talk about James Bond: No Time to Die, and my thoughts on this film. Sorry, used to say an episode. Uh, yeah, was this film worth a 2 year wait? Is this film any good? Is this film one of the best James Bond films? God, no. It's boring, and I'm pretty pissed off. I mean, the amount of time we had to wait for this fucking film, and just like, what was the point of this entire film? It seemed like the reshoots that happened for this film have had a massive. Well, they've affected the story of this film massively. There's been parts definitely cut out, and characters like the new 007 who have definitely been put to the back. Now, this may be because they were worried about woke backlash, or that the screenings, the earlier screenings that came back very negative. I mean, personally, I would like to see what they saw on screen, because maybe that would have been a bit more exciting or made more sense in this film. But yeah, I think the reshoots may have damaged it, for me at least. I mean, the film, you can tell what the story is, but it was just massively boring. And there was nothing exciting. Daniel Craig, when you watch him, you can tell this man does not want to be James Bond anymore. He just doesn't. He doesn't give a shit about this character anymore, and it's just so bloody obvious when you watch him. The main bad guy in this, I'm sorry, he weren't much of a bad guy. And to be honest, he kind of did stuff that I would actually agree with. I mean, the main weapon in this, and there's a spoiler coming up on there, it's just a biological weapon. So that's probably why the people that made James Bond didn't want to release this in a pandemic. And yes, people are going to say it's all because of the virus and it wasn't going to make as much money if you put it in the cinema. But I kind of think they didn't want to put a pandemic movie out in the middle of a pandemic. So, I mean, I did kind of laugh in the theatre when I heard it was a pandemic they stole. And I was just like, oh shit, no wonder they were very hesitant to release this film. Yeah, I can't pick anything enjoyable out of this movie. I mean, yes, seeing the old Aston Martins, nice, but I mean, it's kind of fucking old at this point. We've seen the Aston Martins from other films. It's not a massive thing anymore for me to see a fucking Aston Martin. Okay, I would love to have seen a good car chase. There wasn't in this one. I mean, maybe the one in Italy, but other than that, there weren't any really good car chases. I mean, there was a fucking massive advert for fucking Range Rover. I mean, if you're going to call that a chase, no, it was a fucking massive advert for Land Rover. That was all that car chase was. I mean, I just kind of feel kind of ripped off. Because, cinema tickets are pretty bloody expensive. Plus the food, plus the drink. And it get to a point now where it's like a waste of money to see shitty films. I mean, I nearly walked out. That was how boring this film was. The only enjoyable fucking character in this whole entire fucking film was Paloma, and she's on screen, and I think you all know why I think she's a fucking plus in this film. She's fucking hot. And she was in this film for fucking a minute. You are supposed to put attractive girls in this film, and they're supposed to stick around because that's what James Bond's about. It's about sexy girls, fast cars, and guns. Whoever writ this fucking film has got no fucking understanding what James Bond is. Because they keep trying to make James Bond this family guy now. They're trying to turn him into this woke. I mean, I'm not saying the film is woke, but the character James Bond now is pretty fucking woke. I mean, I don't think he got off with any fucking girl in this fucking film. Oh, except for his wife, Swanbird. Yeah, he got off with her, but I've got to say it, I don't think she's that hot. Especially not to Bond girl standards. This film should have been James Bond and Paloma fucking fighting the bad guys, and James Bond getting off with Paloma at the end. That's what they should have done with this film. But they didn't, because they don't want James Bond to be sexist anymore. Well, it's not sexist for a man to have a sex with an attractive woman. I mean, if that's sexist, then I guess every fucking man in the world is sexist. And why don't we come on to the fucking bad guy? And what was his fucking name again? Safin? Yeah, he had a real issue that he wanted to actually fix, which was to kill Spectre, because they killed his entire fucking family. He ends up killing the entire fucking Spectre organisation. I mean, this guy doesn't seem like a bad guy to me. I mean, yes, he did kill Swan's mother, okay, but he had a reason. Her father killed his entire family. And he didn't seem like a bad guy to me, and I get it. At the end, they try to make him seem like this bigger bad guy who wants to wipe out most of the world. But you've kind of made me like him from the start, though. He has a genuine complaint. He actually doesn't want to kill innocent people until you make him at the end for some reason. And he kills Spectre, which James Bond couldn't do, and neither MI6 or the CIA. So, he's not... this film... Oh, God. Again, a bad guy you can like, a good guys that are boring, and a story that's just unbelievably long that should have just been shortened. There's scenes that should have been taken out, but I think they've taken out so much from this movie already. I kind of think they've just decided, listen, we've got a movie here, let's just send it out now. And that was it. Do the reshoots that, cutting off the new James Bond, not a new James Bond, the new 007. And again, the new 007's name, and let's see if I'm pronouncing this right, Nomai? Now, listen, yes, pissed off they gave her the 00 status. But if we're going to go down this road of giving her the fucking 00, the 00 number, you have to put her in the fucking movie. Okay? You can't just give her 007 and make her a fucking side character. And that's what they did in this entire fucking film. They made her a side character. She was barely in this fucking film. I mean, there are scenes when she is in the movie, you kind of think they're going to do something amazing with her because she's 007. And it was just... Nah, it was nothing. She was just there. She had literally no fucking presence in this film. I mean, she nearly nicked the Russian doctor, but that was it, and she kind of fucked it up, and Bond ends up getting him in the first place. I mean, I kind of think, they wanted to go woke with this film. They got pressure back from the audience, and they pretty much, that scared the shit out of them, and now they've pretty much reversed everything about Mia and her 00 status. And I mean, maybe it was the right thing to do, but at the end of the day, you still gave her the fucking 00 number, and you've just wasted her. And I do feel sorry for the actress. I'm not saying it's her fault, but yeah, they listen. If you're not going to use her, fucking get rid of her. Because she was just a waste of time being on that screen. You're definitely not going to make her a Bond girl. So James Bond ain't fucking her. She's not going to take over the film because you don't want the audience to look at her and say that she's a new Bond, because you already had the feedback on that and you don't like it. So why is she in this film? Because she does nothing. Everything else gets done by James Bond. So again, there's two movies that are fighting each other here. There's fucking Maya 007 and James Bond 007. And you're pretty much focusing on James Bond. So yeah, she's a useless character in this fucking film. I'm sorry. And I'm going to say, the best part of this film was Paloma, and that was only because she's hot. That's it. A hot Latino bird. How the hell can you not get a win with that? And she's in this film for one fucking part. A hot, attractive Latino girl. And you keep her in here for 1 second. Are you fucking insane? If this was old James Bond, she would have been all over this fucking film, and she would have been in a bikini at one point, and my god, that would have made this film fucking amazing. And yes, people can say that's sexist. Fuck off, she's hot. I mean, there are problems with her character. Like, she says she had training for 3 weeks, but apparently she can shoot like she's been trained for 3 or 4 years. I mean, the jokes in this movie as well. What the fuck? I mean, James Bond has had jokes in it, but they've never been like... It felt like dad jokes every time they try to make a joke. So I think they're trying to do a Marvel type shit jokes all the way through, and it just wasn't working. It's just that this movie could have been good. It's just they've made so many fucking mistakes. They made a bad guy who was nice. Well, a bad guy who actually did okay things, in my opinion. I mean, killing Spectre is a good thing. Good guys that are just plain and put to the back. And the main character doesn't give a shit about this role anymore. Daniel Craig should have gone years ago. But they kept him around for some reason, and I don't know why. His Bond was never special. I'm sorry, they tried so hard to make Daniel Craig's Bond like a normal type Bond, not make it crazy because of all the backlash from Die Another Day. But I think they went too far in the direction of normal and kind of realistic, and I think that's damaging Bond. Bond's always had a bit of craziness in it, with laser weapons, fast cars that have rockets in the seats and shit. And in this, I kind of think they tried to bring some of it back, but I don't think they did enough. And, yeah, Q used to be a bigger part of this. I mean, when he gives Bond his gadgets, you always were excited to see that scene, because you wanted to see the crazy gadgets. In this version of Bond, Q just gives him a watch every fucking now and then. Or a little bit of an updated phone. So, yeah, Q was disappointing in this film as well. I mean, this film is mainly about the Heracles assassin weapon, which is pretty much a airborne virus that only concentrates on one target. And that's actually a perfect weapon. I mean, I know people say, should you really be saying that when we're in the middle of a pandemic? But still, I mean, a weapon that you can use that only kills your target. You could drop from a drone and not worry about collateral damage. It's not going to destroy property. It's not going to kill innocent people. It's just going to kill you the one target you want dead. That's a great weapon. I mean, it's a DNA weapon. So it only attacks the person that has the right DNA. So it can affect family members too, which is a kind of a bad thing. So that's what this movie's about, because Spectre sends a infiltration team to steal it from an MI6 laboratory, and they do it, and the weapon gets out. Bond then gets contacted by the CIA to go get it. He does. On the mission, Felix gets killed by the guy who was obviously going to turn on the team. It was very fucking obvious the extra guy with Felix was a bad guy. Not that hard to tell in this fucking film. In this film we also find out Bond has a daughter, even though Swan says that the first time Bond meets his daughter, she's not yours. I don't get it. Like, we all obviously know this is Bond's daughter. What's the point of you saying it's not your daughter? I didn't get that. I think that, again, I think there were scenes cut out because this scene didn't make sense, because at the end she pretty much admits this is Bond's fucking daughter. So yes, they have taken scenes out of this fucking film. And I don't understand why, because that just does not seem like a smart thing to do if you're going to create a line like that, and then throughout the fucking movie everybody just accepts that, yes, this is Bond's fucking daughter. It's a waste of fucking time. Seriously. Bloody hell. And we then kept hearing throughout this film, especially from Blofeld, who gets killed in this film, and I kind of felt that was fine. He keeps saying that when Bond finds out Swan's secret, it will destroy him. I was waiting for this amazing fucking secret to come out, because at the beginning of the film they mention a secret, middle of the film they mention a secret, end of the film we don't fucking find out what the secret was. Was the secret the daughter? Am I missing something here? Was the secret the daughter? Because the secret was the daughter, how is that going to destroy James Bond? But I was under the impression the secret was going to be Swan killed fucking Bond's first girlfriend. You know, from fucking Casino Royale. I kind of thought maybe she was the reason she went on that fucking deal. Or maybe she's the one who hired the guy to, you know, become a couple with her, make her fall madly in love. I mean, I thought they were going to connect that in some way. And it was going to be her fault that she died in, you know, Casino Royale. But it turned out to be nothing. Because we don't find out what the fuck the secret is. Because if the secret is the fucking daughter, again, how the fuck is that going to destroy James Bond? Because at the end, he's not destroyed by a secret, he's destroyed by a fucking Hellfire missile fired from the HMS Dragon. From the British. Because yes, at the end they find the island that Sinfin is on and destroy it. And Bond gets infected with the virus. And the virus only kills people with the correct DNA. And as Bond has the virus on him, he can never touch Swan or his daughter, because if he does, he'll kill them. So I kind of thought that meant, well, Bond will escape, but he can never see his kid again. He can never see his wife again, because if he does, he'll kill them. But he ended up killing himself. I mean, at the end of this movie, that pretty much says Bond will be back. So what? They're just rebooting it now. Because they pretty much they killed James Bond in this film. Like, he definitely dead. Like, there's no way he could have survived 6 Hellfire missiles right on top of him. When he's honestly happy to die. Yeah, that was just dumb. And yeah, that's the end of my review. Not a special film. Massively disappointed with this. They should have, I don't know, bin this film and just started again. Start anew. And fire the writer who fucking wrote this movie, because whoever did it needs to go, because they can't write for shit. God, this film was terrible. And that's the end of my review. If you like this review, give it a like. If you dislike this review, give it a dislike. And if you like my content, please do think about subscribing. Held Fandom S, long live CG, and fuck SJWs. Bye.